Hey everyone, so today I'm doing Among the Sleep review, and I'm gonna be kind of comparing it to the Town of Light. Both of them are pretty much the same, though I would say the Town of Light is much shorter, kinda, even though you have to replay certain levels to do different, to unlock like scenario A, B, C, and D. Okay, Among the Sleep. The game is you play as a baby. Not sure how old the child is. Probably, well, the child can't talk, so and it's still crawling on all fours, so I'll probably say the baby is, maybe 1-2 years old, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, Among the Sleep is basically what I was hoping the Town of Light to be. The Town of Light isn't exact. I already did a review on the Town of Light way back when, or on scary like a sane asylum type games. Anyway, so a brief summary. Town of Light. You play as a 16-year-old girl, Renee, who spent most of her life in the insane asylum. The game takes place in the 1960s, early 1960s, probably 1950s. Renee decides to go back to the insane asylum she spent most of her childhood at to remember, like, why she can't remember her childhood. And creepy, spooky stuff are happening. Though the game does kind of fall flat once you start playing the game. It sounds great, but the flashlight is useless. You never use it. The rooms are so bright you don't need a flashlight, and Renee just walks really slow. And the game also needs you to speak French because most of the locations you need to go to, it will say the French location or the French word for that location, and I get confused because I do speak a little bit French, but it's not enough to. I'd probably say something offensive to someone who's French and probably get punched, but yeah, I'm not exactly the strongest when it comes to French. I know Le Mansion is French for mansion. Anyway, my biggest problem is, there's no enemies in the game. There's no fear of game overs. There's no enemy that can kill you. Which is pretty upsetting, because I was really hoping. Renee could have had, like Outlast 2. Where you would see like what Blake did in Outlast 2. Blake would see a shadow figure, which was supposed to represent a traumatic event for him. And then that creature, to him, again, he was a child when it happened. To him, it would be a monster. Among the Sleep, you play as the baby, and yeah, that's it. So the game begins with, it's the baby's birthday. Of course, there's no candles on the cake, so I don't know how old the child is, so yay. Anyway, something wakes the child up in the middle of the night. The baby then goes to try to find his mother. I say him, they don't say the gender of the child, but come on, that's clearly a boy. Plus, the baby's wearing blue. Yeah, only boy babies wear blue. I know, that gender reveal thing. Blue for boy, pink for girl. So, the fact he's wearing blue means he's a boy. Also, I'm not 100% sure what year this game takes place. probably early 2000s, probably. I know it's not like in current time or the year it came out, which was, I'm pretty sure it isn't because the TVs have butts on them. They're like the old-fashioned from the 1990 TV, so it probably takes place in the before H flat screen TVs. Then again, there are DVDs and VHSs in the house too, so I guess it has to take place during all the times, or maybe it takes place in the present and the parents are old-fashioned. Who knows? I don't know. So throughout the game, you are stalked by two enemies. A lady and a guy. And that is it. I mean, at least you do get some enemies in this game. Town of Light, it isn't. The player Renee walks so slow. I mean, we could have gotten some enemies in Town of Light. But the game it's kind of also like the park where you have to go to different locations for this and that. I will also give points to the Town of Light. Because, well, the Town of Light actually does a great job building atmosphere. It does tend to... The game doesn't heavily rely on jump scares. It builds an atmosphere to makes it feel creepy and unsettling. And when the jump scares happen, it really, really terrifying. Anyway, so some good news I did find out is I found out that God of War Ragnarok will be it's a cross-gen game. It's gonna be for the PS4 too, yay. And one of my friends told me that Resident Evil 8 will be for the PS4, yay. Definitely gonna be pre-ordering those two. Whenever they'll come out this year. And I still have time until my birthday in April, so I guess I'm hoping that one of them can come out on April. That'll be an amazing birthday present. Anyway, I wouldn't say the Town of Light is a bad game, but it's inspired by true events in real places. And by true events, they basically mean, this is basically showing you a real insane asylum, and basically it shows you how the real patients were treated. It's clear that Renee was possibly a lesbian or bisexual, and they didn't want her hooking up with the other patients, so they basically told her that, oh, your friend or your girlfriend in the asylum doesn't exist to mess with her. It's really sad. The Town of Light is really depressing when you actually understand the story. And the cutscenes basically do show you the horror that was. The game takes place like 1940s, 1960s. I forgot what he said that, but yeah, I'm so glad that mental health have came a long way since then. Back then, they did all kinds of stuff. Hose the ladies, burn their flesh. I'm still trying to figure out what is Renee's mental disorder, but I mean, she definitely has schizophrenia. She does see and hear things that aren't there. Now from her diary, it also says that she's, I think she was a prostitute at probably age 9 or 10 back then, which makes it even more creepy, because it does say that she does date many, or, well, the diary says she dates many, guys, so it is also hinted that she may have another personality in the form of Charlotte, that creepy doll she has. Apparently the doll talks to her, but again, it's chalked up to her schizophrenia, so it's not really talking to her. And anyway, she gets sent to the asylum, and it does seem she has violent mood swings as well. She ended up attacking the staff and other patients. Then again, it's kind of their fault she attacks them, because they most likely provoke her and treat her poorly. Among this, actually, both of these stories have really traumatic stories once you beat them. I'm not gonna spoil how the Town of Light ended, nor Among the Sleep ended, but it is really tragic. Among the Sleep was supposed to be an action adventure type game, where the baby was supposed to find all kinds of stuff, like a wizard hat to make the bear use magic, or gauntlets to give the bear super strength, or a dragon costume so he can breathe fire. But they decided to cut that and give us a horror game. I still do want to see that action adventure game they were making. Maybe Quillbite Studio will make the action adventure game, but with a different name. And it may have references to this game. I mean, that would be kind of cool. Still, I'm not sure which one's more sadder. Probably Town of Light, seeing how it's based on true events and real people. So this actually did happen to someone. So Renee was real in Europe all those years ago. I mean, she's most likely dead now. And I really don't think she has any children after what happened to her. Actually, she would have, but never mind. The saddest part in Town of Light is getting to the graveyard part of the mental asylum. Every single grave was unmarked, no names. So basically back then they didn't care about the patients, they were just numbers. And once the patients died, they just buried them and that's it. So even nowadays, in many years later, 60 years later in the 2000s, if you were to find the corpses, there would be no way to identify any of them. So can't exactly tell their family this and that. Anyway, hope everyone's having a great 2020 so far. I really do highly recommend both of these games. The Town of Light may piss you off because the character walks slow, and unless you speak French, you have no idea where you're going. And it's easy to get lost in it. I also get pissed off at Among the Sleep that there's no platinum trophy, though there is for Town of Light. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm not feeling well, so I am gonna try to make some videos this month for you, but I also need a lot of rest as well. Alright, bye.